Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sony's Katsunori Yamanouchi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our press conference. Thank you very much for your time with us today. Well, I'm really excited to be back here in NAB again, and I'm really glad to kick off this event with such immersive video footage. It is great, isn't it? So this footage was shot on our new cinema camera, Venice, and full-frame pixel-by-pixel image, and displayed on our stunning crystal LED. So what you are viewing here now is 32 feet by 18 feet, 8K by 4K configuration. Probably I may need just only one phrase for this. Seeing is believing. So what you are experiencing here is the future of premium entertainment. We are proud to announce that Fox Sports chose this silhouette for their studio setup in Moscow's Red Square for their upcoming World Cup coverage from June 14th to July 15th. So let's listen from Fox Kevin Callahan about the reasons they chose this technology.
At Fox Sports, we're always looking to push the technological envelope, raise the bar, and give our viewers the best experience. The 2018 FIFA World Cup will be Fox Sports' largest production in our 24-year history, so we're really pulling out all the stops to deliver a one-of-a-kind experience for our viewers. We chose the Sony Crystal LED product for our studio in Moscow because of its remarkable clarity and brightness. The Crystal LED will be featured in our daily studio coverage as a scenic element that our presenters will interact with. We have cameras moving around our presenters, so the 180-degree viewing angle was very important to us. The uniformity of the panels is like nothing I've ever seen before, so it will truly look like a single 170-inch display. Our set location will show off iconic Red Square and will be fighting the sun all day long. We needed to find a product that could compete with the sunlight with minimal reflections, and the Sony CLED was the product that we could find that was up to the task.
So this is really great news for us. So we look forward to seeing their broadcast. After the World Cup, the same sealed wall will be moved back their studio in Century City. So our theme for NAB 2018 remains beyond definition. That illustrates our passion to work closely with our customer to push back defined boundary together and develop compelling technology and solutions that enable our customer to break through their business challenges. We are also adding some new element to our theme, the concept of powering today and transforming tomorrow. So today we'll show you how Sony is delivering end-to-end solution of 4K HDR, IP Live, and media workflows. We will highlight the real-world example of these solutions in use today and unveil new products. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge some members of Sony executive team here with us today. Shigeki Ishizuka, stand up please. Hiroshi Kawano, and Mike Fasuro. Thank you very much for your presence today. Well, so today, media customers are facing more challenges than ever before. They are transforming their operation to meet their consumers' changing viewing behaviors. There is a group of consumers who are increasingly becoming cord cutters, relying solely on mobile device or streaming to receive their contents. The definition of media customer is also changing. It now not only includes traditional broadcasters, but also OTT players, video-on-demand services, telecommunication brand, or even individual media creator, and more. Besides that, as you know very well, there is massive ongoing consolidation in a marketplace due to the unprecedented merger and acquisition activity. So all these factors have contributed to the sea change within the media industry on a scale we never seen before. However, in spite of all these changes, there still remains two key consistent elements. Content is always king, and workflow efficiency is essential for any operation. Our NAB exhibit focuses on Sony's solution to address these two key elements, content value and workflow efficiency. In the area of content value, our core products, Sony cameras, switches, and display are producing compelling and diverse contents for a variety of applications. The wide breadth of our lineup perfectly illustrates our concept of content value from light to display. Two great results of our content value approach are now widely in use by our customers. Our HDC 4000 camera lineup has been well embraced throughout the industry and has established industry benchmark for the end-to-end 4K and HDR live production workflow. Our new flagship full-frame sensor camera, Venice, is now setting new standard for cinematographers. However, at the same time, the demand for creating immersive content is also balanced by the need of workflow efficiency. Today, media customers need to deliver content anytime to any platform in a range of different formats in high quality. They have to do all of this in a fewer resources, and they are also moving content and workflow into the cloud. So, in order to align these trends, we established Sony Media Solution Division. Sony Media Solution Division, focusing on development of practical workflow for new media customers. This group is now working closely with our customers to help them meet their technical and financial goal, which includes maximizing and monetizing their global distribution of content, connecting their creative people via cloud for the further collaboration, automating their on-premise workflow for further efficiency. So to tell you more about our solution focus and also the other area of NAB, let me invite John Stoddart on stage.
Thank you, Katsunori.
Thank you.
Order down. Good afternoon, everybody. At the core of Sony's media solutions are best-in-class software and vertically integrated cloud services designed to address every workflow need. With these workflow solutions, we now have a comprehensive suite of cloud-based solutions that are enabling media companies to transform every aspect of their business. But these workflows have little value if they don't offer a practical approach to solving very specific problems. The advantage Sony has from our 40 years of working closely with media companies is we understand the genesis of their current workflow and why they have to transform. 3 years ago, when WGBH approached Sony to create a forward-thinking joint master control solution, they shared our vision for using C for storage, processing, and distribution. This collaboration led to PMM, a 24/7 cloud-based joint master control service for PBS member stations, which we just expanded with the addition of WHUT, KPBS, and WRMA. Today, PBS member stations are using PMM, are seeing real tangible benefits. My favorite quote is from George Beneman from Maryland Public TV. Maryland Public Television is on target to save approximately $2 million over the course of our PMM contract. That's a tangible difference, and that's what we're out for. Sony's Media Solutions is now introducing master control in the cloud for disaster recovery. The need for master control in the cloud for DR became apparent after unprecedented amount of natural disasters ripped through the U.S. over the past few years. Most recently, hurricanes in Houston and Florida impacted the operations of local stations. The information local reporters provide can literally mean the difference between life and death. Sony's master control in the cloud now enables reporters, otherwise disconnected from their stations, to send live streams directly from their Sony camera into Sony's virtual switcher, which resides on our cloud and is capable of switching between live streams and pre-existing files along with graphic overlays. A cloud version of Crispin's software automates the playout of all the content and even exchanges information with traffic systems and can pull files from C. As a result, we're able to keep stations on the air when they're no longer able to operate on the ground. News production under normal conditions has its own challenges. Stations are required to deliver more content, faster to air with the highest quality, all on a smaller budget. XDChem Air can help solve these problems. This cloud-based E&G solution uses Sony's QoS technology and dual-link connectivity to give broadcasters the ability to reliably and efficiently stream high-quality content from their Sony cameras and smartphones to air with LTE and Wi-Fi. With multi-point distribution, we can simultaneously stream content to multiple stations. Additional tools like cloud-based storyboard editing enables producers and editors to efficiently browse, pull, edit, and publish content from the cameras while they're still in the field. XDChem Air also provides seamless integration with production systems, editors, and social media networks for streamlined workflows. Reality shows and dramas are also looking to connect their cameras to the cloud for collaboration, processing, and distribution. This new workflow increases flexibility and reduces production costs. The need to work in 4K HDR with large sensors are requiring productions to move to new cameras and workflows. We now can send files directly from our cameras to C, where they will be able to transcode it to an edit-ready proxy. They are then automatically pulled down into the editing platform. After the edit is complete, it's conformed with the high-resolution material. During the edit process, the content can be pushed back to C for review and approval from anywhere, anytime, on any device. Once completed, a copy of the master can be stored locally onto our indestructible ODA disk and moved on to our C for deep archive and to Venue for OTT distribution. For production facilities requiring asset management and orchestration of on-prem and cloud content, NavX is fully integrated with C and Avid and Adobe Edit platforms. NavX uses HTML5 apps to quickly ingest, organize, manage, and search for content across multiple departments and locations. Customers also need secure and scalable on-premise archiving. Our optical disk archive system has been enhanced through continued collaboration with our partners. Qualstar is developing an enterprise-class optical disk library with Sony. And Mitsubishi Chemical Media Company just signed an agreement with Sony to produce optical disc archive cartridges. Now that the master has been created and safely archived, it needs to make money. Our Venue solution offers a true end-to-end cloud-based workflow for supply chain management and OTT distribution. It's being used by industry-leading content owners and licensors for global distribution of content. It delivers volumes, quality, and speeds unrivaled in the industry. Venue allows content owners and licensors to easily customize the user experience for a deeper and richer relationship with subscribers, and enables them to monetize their content through advertising, subscriptions, and innovative e-commerce solutions. It also gives subscribers secure streaming access to content in any configuration. For Funimation Entertainment, Venue is the complete end-to-end managed service solution. It facilitates their global OTT VOD streaming service, Funimation Now. It did such a great job of helping Funimation grow their business over the past 2 years, it was recently purchased by a major studio, Sony Pictures. It's a small world. You can't make this stuff up. Now for some breaking news. The National Hot Rod Association, who just raced here in Las Vegas yesterday and today, just agreed in principle to a multi-year engagement with Sony to have Minnon digitize their assets, C to ingest, share, and archive their content, and Venue to provide their OTT streaming. Their thrilling races from this weekend will be downloaded from C to our booth for all of you to enjoy. Our cloud solutions provides our customers with the ability to scale for greater efficiencies. So does our IP production solution. We recently worked with CenturyLink and a global news organization to successfully transmit audio, video, and control signals between New York and London. The XVS switchers processing resided in New York, and the control surface resided in London. This test proved that even across this distance, a TD can switch a live show in London with all the processing back in New York and see no discernible difference on the video sources. That's remarkable. Sony is able to provide a remote production operational workflow in HD with SD2110 and in 4K with NMI LLVC. Here in the booth, we will show a similar setup between Las Vegas and Atlanta using CenturyLink. Now customers can manage multiple productions across US and international time zones from one central location housing their switcher, CCUs, graphics, and replay system. XVS switchers also gives customers the ability to split one processor into multiple logical switchers, enabling simultaneous productions using the resource sharing feature. The enormous efficiencies this workflow brings is changing how media companies are approaching equipment usage across their entire enterprise. To ensure all of our customers can benefit from IP connectivity, we're integrating SD2110 into our existing and new system products, making us among the first manufacturers to make our entire portfolio of IP products SD2110 compliant. The new XVS 9000 switcher will support IP and 12G SDI in 4K and HDR. These inputs can be combined for large sports and entertainment events. It will feature up to 80 inputs and 40 outputs in 4K and 160 inputs and 80 outputs in HD. Our new NS bus and NMOS IP-based management protocols allow cross-point switching, source names, and tally support from an external management system such as Grass Valley, Axon, Imagine, and Evertz. The HDCU 3100 camera control unit will support SD2110 and HD and extends IP and 12G SDI capability to a full range of HSC and HDC camera systems. With SD2110 option board, the HDCU 3100 will support bidirectional functions such as tally, intercom, and return video on IP. One of the drivers behind the need for IP is the increasing worldwide demand for HDR content. Sony's HDC 4300 studio cameras have been used for the vast majority of 4K HDR content produced over the past year. The HDC 4300 and his baby brother, the HDC P43 box camera, are now ubiquitous in entertainment and sports. The HDC 4800 Ultra high frame rate camera has been used in just about every major sports production, from the World Series to the Super Bowl, from the Kentucky Derby to the Daytona 500. The best of the best have been used in HTC 4000 series cameras, so it came as no surprise that the world's most viewed pastor, Joel Osteen, decided to purchase HTC 4300 4K HDR cameras. Pastor Osteen's televised sermons are seen by over 7 million viewers weekly and in over 100 countries. Here's Pastor Osteen to tell you why he chose Sony.
Thanks, John. I wish I could be there with you in person, but we have a lot going on here on Sundays. But I would like to tell you how excited we are about our partnership with Sony and Sony Faith. For over 20-something years, we've had Sony cameras in this auditorium and our old auditorium. These last model of cameras I think we've used for about 14 years and performed fabulously, but when we saw the new line recently, they were just off the charts, and so we are so excited about putting in the new cameras here very soon, and just what they allow us to do is take the message of hope around the world, and we are very concerned about quality, and I tell you, we don't have any complaints about the Sony cameras. They're just fantastic. They work well, they make us look good, and so we're excited about this new batch of cameras that are coming in and working with all of the fine folks at Sony Faith. So thanks, Sony, for making us look so good. It's our joy to partner with you guys. Back to you, John.
That's phenomenal news. The reason Lakewood Church and many others have chosen our HTC 4000 series cameras is the ability to produce 4K HDR, HD SDR simultaneously, and they support both S-Log and HLG workflows for HDR. To meet the growing demand for HTC cameras, Nationwide Video, one of the leading rental companies in the US, just added 24 HTC cameras to their rental pool, bringing their total to over 60 cameras. We greatly appreciate their support. At the core of our SR Live HDR workflow is the HDR-C 4000 HDR production converter. It supports all SDR and HDR inputs and simultaneous outputs of SDR and HDR. It gives you the ultimate flexibility in HDR production. Its air matching functions retains the producer's artistic intent to any distribution format, all the way to the consumer's home. Sony's SR Live HDR workflow will be featured in the production of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. FIFA will use a single production to create both UHD and HD content using the advantages offered by Sony's SR Live production techniques. This event will use over 370 Sony cameras, 29 XVS switchers, and over 1,000 monitors to deliver UHD HDR and HD SDR options to broadcasters across the world. As expected, Sony professional monitors are ensuring that HDR production is at the highest quality. Our BVMX series monitors are now the de facto standard for critical HDR evaluation. The PVM X550 is the perfect companion for client monitoring and quad screen viewing of SDR and HDR content. Opening in May is our new Digital Media Production Center, or DMPC, and it has a new address. We're expanding its capabilities to support IP, 4K, and HDR training, allowing us to partner with the production community to perfect all of these new workflows. That's a perfect segue into our next topic, our 4K imaging technologies and their support of HDR. Here to tell you more, please welcome Peter Crithry.
Thanks, John. Thank you very much. All right, how are we all doing this afternoon? Good? Yes? Excellent. Thanks very much, John. So yes, it's a fact. HDR production is rapidly gaining momentum. And John covered some great examples of HDR on a grand scale. But we realize not everyone has that type of budget or need. Sony has a long history of delivering cameras capable of producing stunning HDR imagery. Taking this a step further, Sony has implemented Instant HDR on select Pro camcorders. Instant HDR bakes hybrid log gamma directly onto the recording and the live signal output. This lets professionals instantly achieve HDR imagery that's immediately ready for delivery without having to go through a time-consuming grading or a conversion process. We're also staying ahead of the industry demand for HDR by upgrading many of our newest models. For example, our popular Z450 is now even more flexible through a recent firmware upgrade for HDR support. Let's take a look at the video. Okay, so what you're looking at here is HDR imagery shot by the Z450 in HLG live mode, hybrid log gamma. Spectacular, wasn't it? So what's the goal of all of this production? To ultimately deliver the best possible home viewing experience. That's why some of our newest 4K Bravia televisions all support high dynamic range. And you can see these sets right here in our NAB exhibit. Of course, it wouldn't be NAB without new cameras, right? You guys want to see some new cameras? Yes? All right. So Sony is unique in that we can leverage cutting-edge technologies developed for our other markets and build those into our professional models to benefit customers. So joining the lineup are two new handheld 4K 3-chip camcorders capable of 60p shooting. So here with me today on stage, I'd like to bring these up. Thank you very much, Alison. As an exclusive just for you guys here at NAB are two new camcorders, the PXW Z280 and PXW Z190. And I'm going to pause here so you guys can take some pictures. You can always Photoshop me out later. The cameras are much better looking than I am, right? Okay. So both offer advanced face detection, autofocus, and smartphone remote capabilities. Two features popular in our state-of-the-art consumer cameras, which are very relevant to professionals. In addition, both offer support for high dynamic range and Sony's unique and very popular electronic variable ND filter. This powerful capability varies the density of the ND filter during shooting while maintaining resolution and depth of field. So let's take a look at some footage shot by the Z280. You can really see the detail and texture in the footage. So the Z280 is the world's first handheld 4K 3-chip camcorder, boasting 3 half-inch Exmor-R CMOS sensors, offering exceptional dynamic range and a very deep depth of field. The built-in lens has a 17 times optical zoom with a long focal length. And in addition, 4K 422 10-bit delivers high-quality internal recording. The camera also supports our Instant HDR workflow, or S-Log3. And other highlights include networking features, for that always critical direct-to-air workflows. Okay, so to complement the Z280 is the Z190. It's a 3-chip, 1/3 inch model, adding a 25 times optical zoom lens. Here she is. So these two models offer tremendous image capture flexibility, literally in the palm of your hand. Okay, so moving on to our FS5. As you all know, our FS5 is a cornerstone of our Pro camcorder lineup, seeing heavy action on a range of very diverse productions. We're complementing this workhorse with a new addition, again, exclusively for you guys here today at NAB, the FS5 Mark II, which adds key features as standard as a result of end-user feedback. So thanks to new color science and a refined picture tonality, resulting in beautiful skin tone rendition with a soft filmic look. Other features include various high frame rate modes, raw output, and the extremely popular variable ND with auto ND functionality. Okay, so at the start of our event today, you saw incredibly powerful imagery shot by our new Venice camera. This next-gen Cinealta system began shipping just 2 months ago, and it's already really well accepted by filmmakers, owner-operators, production companies, and rental houses. So professionals who use Venice are impressed by its filmic image quality, its design, its ergonomics, and its workflow. So on that, let's hear from one cinematographer, Sid Seidel ASC, who is now shooting a pilot on Venice.
The newer technology of the Sony Venice camera has made working on set easier for me. I'm able to rely on it more for accomplishing what I need to have done. Obviously, coming to a new show, a pilot with a brand new camera, was a bit of a risk, but the preliminary testing that I had done with the camera said to me that it was the right tool for the right job. I've been extremely pleased with everything that it's done. We have put it through its paces. It's been in the rain, it's been in the humidity, it's been in the heat. It's performed flawlessly. The Sony Venice renders its images closer to what I see with my eye, more accurately representing the colors that I want and more accurately representing the exposures that I'm looking for. The colors that I'm photographing are actually being captured the same way. Tones, tonality, exposure value is spot on to what I'm looking for. I've been pleasantly surprised with this camera. I could not be happier with the advancements that Sony has made in making the Venice camera. If given an opportunity, would not be a question. I'd be happy to use the Venice camera again.
All right, Sid Seidel, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, Sid will be here tomorrow on our stage at 1 o'clock for our Venice presentation, where I'll be interviewing him and talking in more detail about how he's been using the camera. So he's not alone. Venice credits also include a national commercial spot for a major beverage brand, music videos, television productions, and of course, feature films. And it's shooting a few pilots for Netflix. Speaking of Netflix, Venice is approved for all Netflix 4K productions, and this includes in full frame and Super 35 modes. In addition, Venice is a very cost-effective production tool, especially when used with our highly efficient 16-bit XOCN recording format. And I want to emphasize here, ladies and gentlemen, 16-bit recording format. Sony is known for protecting customers' technology investments for the long term by continually releasing upgrades that enable new and powerful features, and Venice is no exception. Here at NAB, again as another exclusive, we are previewing upcoming features including variable frame rate and dual-based ISO 2500 mode. This is a really powerful feature of the camera, and we'd like to show you a quick video here of its capabilities. So this footage was shot in the evening with the new dual-based ISO 2500 mode, which maintains exceptional shadow detail and highlight detail while maintaining +6 stops above and 9 stops below of latitude, resulting in over 15 stops of dynamic range with exceptional low light performance all without increasing noise. So these shots here were as courtesy of Bertoni Visuals with Shoot Aviation. We thank them very much for their contribution in shooting this footage using a shot over rig on the helicopter. So you can see we can maintain exceptional highlight and low light detail at 2500 ISO mode. And this is in 6K in full frame, shot with the Venice. So now for some breaking news on Venice. We've been working really hard with a number of our third-party partners, and we've been developing extended functionality beyond the camera. Now that 4K live production is a mainstay, as we all know, it's critical to get 4K content from the camera to the truck. Multidyne, the new Multidyne Silverback 5 fiber module is designed to match the Venice. Key advantages are ergonomics, form factor, with support of 3G now and future support for 12G, including converting quad-link to and from 12G SDI and dual-link 6G. And with the Venice Silverback 5 combination, customers can realize 6K or 4K on-camera recording and at the same time 4K live signal output via fiber via this product. So our next Venice partner we'd like to announce today is Teradek. As many of you know, Teradek is pretty much the de facto standard for on-set wireless video transmission. And the new Teradek Bolt wireless video transmitter seamlessly integrates with the Venice, eliminating video and power cables. Thank you very much, Alison. I have the mock-up here in my hands that I'd like to show you. And it will seamlessly dock to the Venice camera body as such. Now, it's just a mock-up, obviously, so I have to hold it in place. This is not how it's really going to work when you use it on location. So the Venice Bolt module passes data through the Venice internal signal path to the R7 recorder, if you're using it, so we can capture RAW and XOCN without having the need for cables. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alison. So stay tuned for more exciting Venice news in the coming months. All right, now, we're really proud to give you an exclusive preview of our latest cutting-edge imaging technology. At Sony, we're always pushing the boundaries of what's possible, especially in digital imaging. Our latest result is the world's first 3-chip, 8K by 4K imaging system for live production. The UHC 8300 produces the world's best images. And we're not just saying that. The proof is in the pudding, and you're about to see it. It provides the ultimate in high-resolution footage with deep depth of field and extraordinarily wide dynamic range, making it the perfect live production for high dynamic range. What you'll see next is unprecedented 8K, 120p, high dynamic range imagery never seen before on this spectacular display. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. All right, well, we hope you enjoyed that. That's certainly a dramatic way to end our event, right? All right. So we invite you to tour our booth. We have technology experts available to answer any and all of your questions. You're surrounded by cutting-edge technology everywhere in the Sony booth. So please do explore and have a good look around and ask any questions you like. Thank you for your time today. We really appreciate you coming. Have a great NAB. Take care.